Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be 3 very student-friendly meals. So they're budget-friendly, They're very easy and simple to make. So it's not just for students, but you know, it's that kind of vibe, like taking things back to basics. Just some really good kind of like staple recipes. And these recipes that we're sharing with you, we're going to do one breakfast, one lunch and one dinner, and they're actually recipes that we used to make as students.
Yeah, they're all old recipes that you made quite a lot, aren't they?
And they're not, like, I don't think the recipes that we've made we've had for quite a long time. So it was fun for us to kind of like
go down memory lane.
Yeah, try them out again. We hope you guys enjoy these recipes. Again, even if you're not a student, I'm sure you'll find them interesting and useful because they are just simple, basic budget-friendly recipes, which we all love once in a while.
Alright, well, let's get started with breakfast.
When it comes to a fast, healthy and tasty breakfast, not much is better in our opinion than a good old smoothie. They are perfect for breakfast as you can throw everything into a blender and have it ready in a matter of moments. This is a classic recipe from back in Freya's student days. Although we're using a vegan protein powder, which we didn't have back when we were students, the protein powder is great as it adds loads of extra nutrition and helps to keep you feeling fuller for longer. There's also some delicious hidden greens in this smoothie, which just helps to boost the healthy fruit and veg count even higher.
So you're probably thinking this looks like not the most appetizing colour, but don't worry, it's super tasty and full of so many good things. This is genuinely what I drank, and me and all my housemates drank pretty much every day before uni. So we poured them into 2 little jars, but you could definitely have the whole thing to yourself. That's what I used to do. I just have one big glass, or sometimes I put them in like a big water bottle and take it with me to uni, drink it on the way, drink it when I get there if I was in a bit of a rush. I was a typical student who used to wake up like just before my lecture and then we'd be like, oh, I need to breakfast, I need to make a smoothie.
Run out the door with a smoothie. So for me, definitely this size is not enough for breakfast. I mean, it's got good proteins in it from the protein powder and stuff like that. If you're not very hungry, then a smoothie might do you, but we're not recommending that a drink is a full meal.
What do you reckon?
It is way better than it looks.
It really is, isn't it?
You used to make these for me sometimes when I came to stay with you. God, how long's it been since we've had one of these?
Since we've had this specific smoothie since my 3rd year of uni, so there was 5 of us in the house, but there was 4 girls, and we used to all make like a variation of the smoothie every morning. And the blender, literally, we destroyed our blender because we were like one after the next. Like one of us would make the smoothie, then the next person, the next person. Like I don't know why we didn't just all make one massive smoothie. For our lunch recipe, we are making a classic sandwich, and one of the reasons why sandwiches make such good lunches are they're very easy to meal prep and they're just super portable as well. So when you're going off to uni or work, you can pack them up very easily and take them with you in a little Tupperware. So this recipe is pretty simple. We're doing some nice roasted vegetables, which, as I said before, is a great way of meal prepping. You can just cook those up in a pan and keep them in the fridge. We're using red pepper, red onion and courgette for our roasted vegetables, but you guys could use whatever you've got in the fridge. That's kind of what's great about the sandwich, is that you can just pop in any vegetables that you need to use up and roast in the oven. We're kind of going for a Mediterranean feel, so something like an aubergine would work really nice, or some mushrooms, and we're also going to add in some garlic. So if you're not big on garlic, you can skip that bit. I know how tempting it can be to just grab a sandwich from the supermarket or Pret or something like that, but making it from scratch is so much more affordable and usually much more delicious as well. You could just keep things super simple and do the roasted veg and hummus, but we wanted to make it a little bit more exciting and also get a bit more protein into these meals because we really need to be thinking about all the different nutrients we need. We've added some simple crispy baked tofu to this sandwich so you can cook it up in the oven along with your vegetables so it doesn't add any extra time to the recipe. And we've gone for a kind of garlicky, smoky, spicy tofu here. with loads of nutritional yeast. And one tip I would say is to just add way more spices and seasoning than you think you need, because the tofu itself can be quite bland, so you want to really ramp up the flavour here.
So we're roasting more vegetables and more tofu than we actually need for this sandwich, just because it's a great way of meal prepping and making sure that we've got lots of things in the fridge to make sandwiches and lunches for the rest of the week.
We've made our classic sandwich recipe with some white bread, but you guys could make it into a pita or a wrap. There are lots of different ways that you could serve up the filling of this sandwich and make it kind of different for every day of the week. I think a bagel would also be really nice, but just, yeah, whatever your favourite kind of bready carb is, and this would work really nicely. It also would go really nicely in more of like a Buddha bowl, so if you wanted to swap out the bread for some quinoa or rice or something like that, again, to make the ingredients feel a bit different every day of the week, so you're kind of not eating the same sandwich each day, just for variety.
Let's see if I can actually fit this in my mouth. That's really good. The creamy hummus with the roasted veg and all of the lovely flavours coming through that. Such a good sandwich.
Keeping with the theme of easy, simple meals, this is a classic Spanish-style frittata that we used to make all of the time. Much like the smoothie or the roasted veg Sani, this is the kind of meal that you could add in any leftover ingredients to. For our recipe, we've gone with some sweet red pepper, potatoes and vegan chorizo. Just make sure that you parboil the potatoes first. You don't want them to go into the frittata raw, otherwise they won't cook properly. We've seen a few different brands of vegan chorizo in the supermarkets, but the one that we always seem to come back to is the Sainsbury's Plant Pioneer Chorizo Shroom Dogs. Apart from parboiling the potatoes, this is basically a one-pot recipe. All you're going to do is throw all of the ingredients into a pan of hot oil with some garlic and then just cook that down for a little bit. You don't need to cook it for ages, just so long as the vegan chorizo starts to brown and caramelize a little bit, and then you want the potatoes to do roughly the same thing. And then season them with a bit of salt and pepper and some herbs of your choice. We've gone with parsley for ours. As for the eggs of this frittata, there are a couple of options. You could try making your own homemade egg replacement using something like chickpea flour or aquafaba, but we've opted for the easier route of using a store-bought vegan egg replacement. We chose to use Og's brand vegan egg since it's probably the easiest to get your hands on here in the UK. It's designed to be used really as more of a scrambled egg, but it works perfectly for recipes like this vegan frittata too. We've added some vegan cheese on top of our frittata. We went for Cathedral City's vegan cheese and then put it under the grill. And then as a final finishing touch, we've chopped up some fresh coriander and put that on the top. And there you have it, a delicious, vegan, egg-free Spanish frittata.
So how you remembered it?
It actually is. It really is.
So you'd recommend Og's?
Definitely. I mean, it's not like, I'm not sure it's specifically made. I think the main thing it's made for is scrambled eggs, but...
Yeah, it was a little tricky to get it out the pan, but it did come out.
It did. I'd say it's not as, like, solid as, like, an egg version would be. But we were thinking if you put some Oggs in first, then do your, like, chorizo and veg and potato, kind of do like a little lasagna layer situation.
Like an Oggs sandwich.
Yeah, just because it's such a thick consistency, it doesn't really like drip through, but I did give it a bit of a stir, but it cooks quite quickly, so...
Don't want it to scramble.
You don't want it to scramble, exactly. But it tastes really good.
Nice. Thanks so much for watching this video. We really hope that you like the recipes that we've presented and that you'll try making some of them yourselves, especially if it's your first time away from home and you've not really cooked before. Let us know if you find these useful.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment as well and like this video, and we will see you in our next one.
Bye.